Hi, hello, welcome to What I Read in a Week. So let's start off with what I'm actually where I'm starting. So today's Tuesday. I'm starting it today because yesterday, well, two reasons. Number one, I only just 10 minutes ago thought of actually doing this as what I read in a week. And number two, yesterday I was super busy. I had 3 estate agents come round to value my house. So that was just like a lot of stress. I then didn't get a huge amount read. In fact, I finished a book for a vlog that I think you might have already seen. DNF'd it. I say finished a book. I didn't. I DNF'd a book, and then just was like, I'm not reading anything else. So where we are starting, I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm currently reading Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I'm up to page 300. This book is about 800 pages. I would like to get this one finished this week. I'm also on audio listening to Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. I'm about 60% of the way through. I'm listening to that one before bed, so I don't know whether I will have finished that by the end of this week, but we will see. Also, this is a very, very short week because I am ending this on Saturday because I want this to go up on Sunday. So, realistically, what I read in a week or what I read in 5 random days. But I did want to just kind of go through what the rest of my TBR will be for this week. So come over to my TBR card. I don't know why I just spun around in a circle to do that. Next book I'm planning on reading is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. This one is a library book, so I want to get to it. I think it's due back on the 1st, so I have got a couple of weeks. Beartown, I don't really know what it's about. I think it's about a town in Sweden called Beartown, maybe, and their hockey team, and then something happens to the hockey team. I know it's a trilogy. I know it is very, very hard for hitting, so I'm excited to get to that one. That's my next read. I've then also got The Real Deal, which I would like to read. These two are both kind of my sort of like kind of brain empty palette refreshers. I've just read a lot of romantasy in the last vlog that I've done over the last couple of weeks. I've also had a string of DNFs. So basically the last 3 books that I've been reading I've DNF'd, which does kind of make me worry of like, hang on, am I slumping? But I don't think I am. So I do just want to kind of read some books that I'm a bit more confident that I'm going to enjoy. I don't think I'm going to have finished both Beartown and The Real Deal and the like 800 page behemoth that is Keeping 13. If I do, I will probably then start The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I'll be vlogging this one separately, but I might just about be starting that one by Saturday. So that's my kind of plan for this week. I think what I'm going to do is try to update you every day with how much I have read on each book. We might try and have like a little running count going on what I've read and how much, where I'm up to. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's the plan for this week. Hi, hello. So today's What I Read in plan is probably not going well. It's 6:45 right now. Bracken wants to go out on her walk because I've only just finished work, and so we haven't done an evening walk. Bubby, stop it. I am tired because my day started at 9 o'clock and now it's finished and it's 7 o'clock. And look, that's a really long day for me. Normally I work about 10 till 4, okay? Yes, I know. I also didn't take a lunch break because I was just slammed all day today. Anyway, so I'm tired. I don't really have any food in, so I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner because I don't think I've got any food in, or at least no food that I want to eat. I might raid the freezer, but I'm not convinced I've got anything in the freezer that I want to eat. So yeah, it might end up being a takeout night, in fact, because when there's no food in the house, we get takeout. Good girl. Oh, actually, that's an idea. I could get takeaway and then walk Bracken to pick up my takeaway, which is at like the end of the road. So then sorry, I glitched. So then I only need to go out once. So yeah, I don't know if I have the brain power to make that decision now. Oh, thank you. So in terms of reading, what this all means is that because I am tired and my brain is not functioning, and I was going to say, and I'm tired, but I just said that. Clearly, I am tired. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to read tonight because I might just instead, I think I'm going to watch Bridgerton. I'm rewatching Bridgerton. I'm up to season 2. I'm about halfway. Oh, well, that's a big noise. I'm about halfway through season 2. What's just happened? I don't know what's just happened. But I'm about halfway through season 2. I don't know where I'm up to. So I might watch Bridgerton instead of reading tonight because that requires 0 brain power, whereas reading requires some brain power. That is all. Goodbye. Dinner, because I'm lazy, I went to the local Chinese and got their 3-in-1 tray. So I have got chips, egg fried rice, chicken balls, and sweet and sour sauce. Is it healthy? No. Has this ever seen a vegetable? No. Is it full of additives and MSG? Absolutely. I'm excited. Can't wait. Yeah. Hello. So it is 10 o'clock. It's Tuesday. I'm going to go to bed now. I haven't really read anything today. I've read 30 pages of Keeping 13, and that is it. I've just watched 3 episodes of Bridgerton, finished off season 2. So yeah, no, reading hasn't really been done today. I do normally listen to a couple of chapters of Daughter of the Deep as I fall asleep. So I'm not going to update you on that one because basically because I'm a baby, I like to have an audio book to put me to sleep. So I'm going to listen to, I'm probably going to put it on for like half an hour because where I finished last night was the biggest cliffhanger. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm probably going to listen to Daughter of the Deep for like half an hour tonight just to kind of lull me off to sleep. So yeah, like I said, not really any reading done today. Don't really have anything to update you with. Hopefully tomorrow will be less hectic. I don't think I've got as many meetings tomorrow, so work should be less stressful. I was in meetings for most of today, and then also having to like, this is the problem, when you have a load of meetings, you then got to fit all of your work around your meetings, which then means that you have less time to do your work. So yeah, I don't think I've got too many meetings tomorrow, so hopefully I can get my work done, finish at a more reasonable time, and get to reading. So I'll see you in the morning. Hi, hello, welcome to my desk setup. For some reason, a few months ago, I decided to start working in the living room, and I've just not ever moved back up to my office. So here we go, I'm in the living room. So I have been listening to Daughter of the Deep while working, which is good. I have now finished Daughter of the Deep, and I loved it. It is so good. I mean, Rick Riordan is just incredible, but Daughter of the Deep is based on novels of Jules Verne. So it's based on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and The Mysterious Island. I have read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and now I really want to reread it because, yeah, this book was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. I would say this book is fantastic if you have any children or if you're a reader of kind of older middle grade. Our main character is 15, but I would say it is more, it's kind of the same sort of age category as the Heroes of Olympus series. So we have teenage characters, but they are acting like teenage characters. They're not, it's not YA where our 15-year-old is acting like they're 20. You know, it is YA where our 15-year-old is acting like a child. Although she's not actually, she's incredibly mature. But also I think that the writing is fantastic. Rick Riordan's writing is always fantastic. Something that I absolutely loved is there is a whole scene with our main character Anna where she gets her period. She's been having periods for the last couple of years and she's always had incredibly painful periods. And the way that Rick Riordan, a man, wrote periods, incredible. I mean, the fact that even like this was included in the book, amazing. But the way it was written as well was just fantastic. Again, so much diversity in this book. Like Rick Riordan is just brilliant at diverse novels, in my opinion. Our main character is Indian. We have multiple other cultures in the book. We have one of the main characters who is autistic, and what I really liked was that they were represented in what I feel like is quite a realistic representation of autism, with the way that, you know, this character had a like emotional support dog. She was, I said that and now my dog's just kind of clattering over. Are you an emotional support puppy? You're not, you're just a silly puppy. Off you go. Good girl. Yeah, with the way that she kind of, you know, sometimes struggles to regulate how loud she should be speaking, doesn't like to be touched. Things like there was a scene where she's talking about something and just says, "I love you," and the narrator says, you know, which is our main character, how it was said in like, you know, a completely flat tone of voice, but she knows that that's really important and that's a really big thing. So yeah, I thought the book was fantastic. Highly recommend. The audiobook is really, really good as well. So yeah, like I said, I am at work. It is quarter to five. It's quarter to five. I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I find, if you don't know, I work for Tandem Collective. We're a marketing company. I do social media marketing for publishers. And I find that there's kind of like, in my opinion, there's like 3 different types of tasks. I've got the tasks where I need to have silence and concentrate. I have the tasks where I just want background music. And then I have the tasks where I can listen to an audiobook. And today I've been able to, actually most of my tasks today have been audiobook tasks where I don't really need to think about any, you know, where it's kind of not needing to do very much thinking. I don't need to type anything. I don't need to be writing any copy. I don't need to be being creative. What have I done today, in fact? Oh, I've literally just done a lot of those kind of like data-y things that sometimes need doing. So I can have an audiobook on while doing that, which I have, and it's been fantastic. I think tomorrow I'm probably not going to be, I am going to start another audiobook because this was my bedtime book. So I need to have another bedtime book. And I've really been enjoying listening to Middle Grade before bed, mainly because it's just sort of easy to kind of like doze off to. But yeah, I think tomorrow I probably won't be able to listen to an audio while I'm working. Tomorrow is my big newsletter day, so I will be writing. I think I've got like 5 newsletters that I need to get done tomorrow. So yeah, they need working on. And because I'm then writing copy, I can't have other words coming into my head. I normally will listen to music on my newsletter days because, again, it's kind of brain empty sort of stuff. I don't need to pay a huge amount of attention, but I do need to think of copy. I don't know if any of that was interesting, but I just wanted to let you know I have finished Daughter of the Deep, 1 book down. I'm probably going to finish the task that I'm on at the moment. I'm just writing up a quiz for a sort of training quiz, I suppose. I'm just going to work on that, and then I'm probably going to finish work at 5 o'clock. Can you see her down here? Take this little one out for WALK, which, if I say it out loud, she will start bouncing on me. And then, yeah, have dinner, read my book. So, talk to you later. Hello, it's about 8 p.m. I have had dinner. I've watched a couple videos on YouTube. I am now going to pick up and start reading Keeping 13. I've got Bella on my lap, Bracken snuggled next to me. Hello, gorgeous girl. Happy days. It's 10 o'clock and I'm about to go to bed. So I'm up to page 525 of Keeping 13. I'm loving it. What I really like about this is like you've got such serious and such deep situations with Shannon and her family, but then you've got Gibbsy, who's just hilarious. Literally every time he's on page, I am just cackling. I love Johnny's parents, his mum particularly. She's hilarious. So they were caught having sex, and then at the end, swatting the back of my head with a condom box, she hissed, "You little toe rag," before marching out of the room screaming, "John, call the parish priest. That child of yours needs confession." And I just love it because also that scene where Johnny and Shannon were caught in bed together has happened about 50 pages after Johnny's parents were caught having sex in the kitchen. So it's just, I just love it. It's fantastic. I'm enjoying it so much. So today, according to Storygraph, I read 190 pages of Keeping 13, and I finished Daughter of the Deep, which was another 200 pages. So like 400 pages read today. Pretty good going. Actually, why am I saying that? That's a huge amount of like pages to read in a day. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and I will talk to you in the morning. I am gonna have a look and see if I can find another book to read, another audiobook to read before bed, but I will talk to you about that tomorrow. Good night. Morning, Bella. Hello, my little one. Do you need to go outside? Should I get you some food? Yeah? Right, come on then, Bella. Yep, good girl. Come and jump up. Good girl. Hello, it is Thursday evening. So reading update. Yesterday I started as my bedtime audiobook The Wind in the Willows, but it's like an Audible version that is, I guess, like a retelling, but all the characters are women. What do you want? So I don't think I've ever read Wind in the Willows, but yeah, the first chapter that I listened to is fine. Again, I just like an audiobook that I can listen to as I'm falling to sleep, just to kind of basically be kind of almost like a white noise to put me to sleep. It doesn't necessarily need to be anything kind of groundbreaking. So I think it will work great for the job that I want it to do, even though it's maybe not a book that I would ever have picked up myself. I have read some of Keeping 13 today. I'm up to page 582, so I think that means I've probably read about 50 pages today. I don't know. Probably about that. I don't actually know where I finished yesterday. So I've got about 200 pages left of this one, so I might finish it tonight. Becca from Becca in the Books is doing Patreon sprints in a bit, so I'm going to watch them and hopefully get a good amount of reading done. Because it is Becca, and with her sprint she does dice sprints where if you roll a double you swap books. I've brought down Beartown to be my switch book because this is going to be the next book I'm reading anyway. Like I said, I think there is a chance that I'm going to finish Keeping 13 today. If not, I'll be finishing it tomorrow. So I'm going to be starting Beartown pretty soon anyway, potentially tonight. Yeah, I finished work for the day. Work was hectic today. I am exhausted. It's 6 o'clock now. Again, I've just finished, and just, there's some days where you just kind of, everything just takes so much longer than it should, and your brain is just like gloop. That was me today. I just struggled with every single small task that I had and could not concentrate and could not get things done, and then just found I was constantly interrupting myself. So rather than getting my head down and doing the thing, I was going, oh, but I'm going to just go and do that. Oh, no, I need to just go and like check that. Let me just check that email actually. Oh, let me just do that. And so it just took me twice as long to get anything done today. But it is the end of my working week pretty much. I typically don't work on Fridays. I do have a blog post that I need to write for tomorrow and get that one, well, written, formatted and uploaded. That will probably take me about an hour. Other than that, I think that's all I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do any additional work. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything else that I really want to do. Because yeah, I feel like I said, I feel like all of this week work has been a lot. So I want to basically hermit myself this weekend. I'm going to pretty much come offline, not fully because I am slightly addicted to my phone. But I'm going to, try to like not be constantly scrolling. I want to just basically, yeah, be a hermit and read. I was thinking, because I haven't yet had the chance to read Sunrise and the Reaping, I do have the audiobook for it now. Do I do a Hunger Games weekend? And over this weekend, so like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, read the trilogy, Ballad of Songbirds and Snake, glitching now. Do I over this weekend read the trilogy, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then pick up Sunrise and the Reaping? Like, I feel like that is possible over the weekend. I know 5 books in a weekend sounds a little bit extreme, but I feel like it's possible because The Hunger Games is so easily readable. I haven't read The Hunger Games in years. I don't actually know when I last read them. I don't think I did a reread before Ballad. And I audioed Ballad when it came out, so I haven't actually read Ballad physically ever, and I have never done a reread of it. So all of that is to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what any of that was to say actually. But yeah, I think I'm going to have like a very chilled weekend. I don't want to be going anywhere. I don't want to be doing anything. I really don't want to leave my house all weekend. Would be the ideal situation. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner either. I don't know what I've got in. I don't know anything. I think what we can surmise from this whole update is that I know nothing. So I'll talk to you when I've read a bit of the book. I finished it. Can't pick up my book. I finished Keeping 13. So yeah, literally just as Becca said bye then on her sprints, I read the last page. So perfect timing, just finished it. Which means apparently I've read 285 pages today. Yay, go me. I really need to wash my hair. That's a tomorrow job. It's what, 9:30, I think. Yeah, exactly 9:30 now. I might watch like a video on YouTube and then go to bed. I'm probably not going to start reading anything else. But Keeping 13, fantastic. I loved it. It's not quite as good as Binding 13, but it is fantastic. And the part that I was reading today, so sort of like the end quarter, made me actually like ugly cry sob. So in Binding 13, we're following Johnny and Shannon. Johnny is a rugby player trying to make it pro. They're both still at school, and Shannon comes from an abusive family. So in this one, they're together. And I don't want to say what happens at the end of Binding 13 because spoilers, but something intense happens, and that kind of impacts Shannon's home life a lot. So there's a lot of discussions around abuse, child abuse, um, being in a domestic abusive situation. But yeah, it's so good. I will say the thing that I didn't like quite so much of this one, in the first book, Johnny is protective. And again, there's a few bits where I was like, I'm not a fan of that behavior, Johnny, but I kind of get it. In this one, he's obsessive, and I feel like he's crossed that line. Where he's punching first and asking questions second, which again, I don't like. I don't think that's appropriate behavior. And just where, he's being, in my opinion, too obsessive about like being with Shannon every minute of every day. Which, yeah, again, in my opinion, that's a bit concerned. That, to me, that's red flag behavior. But again, saying that, I loved it. I do love those two. I particularly love the friendship group. Gibbsy is my favourite. I know he has got a book coming up. I definitely want to continue the series. The next two books are Saving Six and Redeeming Six, which are following Joey, which is Shannon's brother. And then the fifth book is Taming Seven, which is Gibbsy. And I just saw on Chloe's Instagram that she's releasing a new book this year as well, which I'm very excited by. Although the synopsis was on her Instagram, and so seeing who it's following, and I'm like, how are we getting there? When you meet characters. I mean, yeah, I'm intrigued to continue reading. But yeah, loved it, had a fantastic time. I am now gonna watch a bit of YouTube, go to bed, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hello, it's Friday. It's just about 1 p.m. I have finished work for the day. Like I said, I tend to not really work on Fridays. So this morning, what I have done was sorted out a couple of emails with Tandem stuff. That didn't take a huge amount of time. And then I have written a blog post for Book Influencers, which are another company that I work for, about springtime books written by women for Women's History Month. I've then gone into my garden, and I'm not going to go up there because it's actually really cold and windy, but I've planted up some flowers into a hanging basket to make, I don't know if you can see, to make it look a little bit prettier out there. And also we planted a pot of strawberries. Can we see there? I'm pointing at it on the screen, but I've got a pot of flowers out there anyway. Because I'm planning on moving. Oh my god, my house looks like a mess from that angle. Because I'm planning on moving, I do want to kind of like just sort of pretty up the garden a little bit. So like get some flowers out there, get some furniture out there, just make it look a little bit more of a appealing space than what it currently is, which is not appealing. Anywho, I'm not doing anything else today. That is all of the stuff that I'm doing today. So because I'm just making myself a cup of tea, and I'm going to start reading. So this morning, before I took Bracken out for her walk, I started reading Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I'm only like 20 pages into it, so there's not a lot to say yet, but I am enjoying it. So all I know so far is Beartown is a hockey town in the north of Sweden, and something happens that sort of splits the town. We do know what that something, we sort of know what that something is, because the very first page is basically says what the thing is. I don't want to say, it's not a spoiler because it is literally the first page, but I'm still not going to say just because I'm not. So we know what's going to happen, but the book is the story of how we get there. So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to spend most of today reading. Like I was saying yesterday, my plan is to sort of basically shut off from society over the weekend. I'm thinking I'm going to, like I said, read for a lot of today. I'm going to go and have a bath tonight and just sort of have a self-care weekend, if I'm totally honest. Because it's Friday, do I want to pop into town? No. Short answer. I picked up Sunrise on glitching again. I picked up Sunrise on the Weeping on audio. I can't remember if I've said this already. So I was thinking I don't want to pop into town to buy the physical book. I don't think I do. I think I want to wait for the paperback, which again I know is going to be 12 months, but I might audio Sunrise on the Reaping and then get the paperback when it comes out. Just because all of the rest of my Hunger Games books are paperback, I don't want like an odd hardback. But yeah, that's basically my plan today, is chill out, not do very much. So you might get a bit of B-roll this weekend if I decide to do anything. I might not decide to do anything. So you might just get an update tonight when I've read some stuff and let you know what I've read. Hi, it's 5:30, and you remember how I said in the last clip that I was going to read all afternoon? I did not at all. Literally read 0 pages. I did take a load of photos for Instagram, and I have scheduled up until the end of the month, which is good. I have a few more that I want to schedule for April, but I find if I try and schedule too many at one go, Instagram just has like a little moment and just stops letting me schedule anything. So all of March is done, and then I'm going to move on to scheduling April's in a bit. I'm currently watching Lexi's sprints. She's doing some Realmathon sprints. I'm still going to be reading Beartown. I've also just started making lunch. No, I haven't. That's a lie. Just started making dinner, and I still want to have a bath tonight. So yeah, I'm going to watch Lexi's sprints and read for maybe an hour. So there's like currently 36 minutes left on this current sprint, which I think is just the first one. So I might just read for this one, then eat, go and have a bath, and come back. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lexi's still sprinting when I come back. Obviously, with being based in the States, she will be sort of 4 hours behind. So it's 5 o'clock for me. It's probably only like midday, 1 o'clock for her. So there's a good chance that she'll still be sprinting into the evening, which is great for me. So that's all. That's it. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Hello, quick update. Beartown. I'm 120 pages in. Okay. One thing I really don't understand is how horrible all of the kids on this hockey team are. They are such bullies, and not just, aggressive on the rink, but just nasty. And so, like, my family are a rugby family. We've all grown up playing rugby. My nephews currently all play rugby. And something that's, which is a very aggressive sport, but something that's ingrained in pretty much any sport that I've known is sportsmanship, and that, you look after your team. And in the chapter that I've just read, Amat, one of the boys, has joined the juniors team, who's the kind of main team that we're following, and they've all literally beaten the shit out of him. So when he's come back to get changed, his shoes have been shredded and his clothes are lying soaking wet on the floor of the shower. And it's like, what did this kid do? Your coach decided that this kid was going to join your team because he's good and can help you win the championship. So you beat the shit out of him. Like, I just don't understand how horrible these kids are being. Like, they're just vicious. I also thought Beartown was YA. I'm not convinced it is, actually. I'll be honest, at this point, like I said, 120 pages in, I'm not really sure like what's happening. It feels like we're just building up a lot of tension. And And I guess at the moment we're just sort of getting like mini character studies from, I presume, all of the main characters that we're going to be meeting. But yeah, it does. I want something to I feel like I need the thing to happen, because I know there is a thing that happens because we're told about it in the first page. Um, but I don't know when that thing's going to happen. And like, I want to be at that hill now and like have the big event, and so we can kind of see the fallout on the other side. Yeah. Hello. Okay, Friday night. I have got up to page 173 in Beartown. The thing hasn't yet happened, and I realised that the thing that's mentioned at the start of the book is not the thing. Because I looked up content warnings on Storygraph and I was like, oh, because I remember someone saying that this about what the like incident that the town tries to cover up is. I have a theory. I don't know if I should share this theory. I'm not going to share this theory. But yeah, I have a theory as to what could be about to happen, because I think whatever it is literally about to happen. Because I know that something happens and the town kind of splits down the middle to try and be like, half the town is saying we should cover this up, hockey and the team is more important, and the other half of the town are saying no, we can't cover this up, the law is more important. So I think I know what's going to happen. Well, I do know what's going to happen because I looked up content warnings, but I think I know who the perpetrators are going to be. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I feel like while reading this, you can just tell that Fredrik Backman loves hockey and probably grew up playing hockey, because so far this really does feel like it's like a love letter to hockey and the community that hockey builds. Love letter to hockey is a strange phrase to use when it's about negative sides of that kind of community aspect, I suppose. Yeah, 173 pages today. All good. Not as much read as I would have liked to have read, seeing as I have not done anything all day. But I'm not mad about that, because you know how sometimes you just like, no, do you know what? I just like I was saying earlier, my plan for this weekend really is just to kind of like hermit mode and not do things if I can avoid them. Like I just want to like recharge. So yeah, I'm happy. I am now going to go to bed and I'll see you in the morning. Actually, before I do that, I am just going to say, so I think I said this in previous vlogs, I've started rewatching Bridgerton. I'm now up to season 3, and I've only watched season 3, episode 1. Literally, it's just finished. Colin, oh, he gives me the ick so much. That wink, what, gross, and like his attempt at flirting with everybody, oh, he's just given me the ick. And the thing is, obviously, I've watched Bridgerton before, so I know the plot. Yeah, Colin's gross. Benedict's the best brother. I can't. Do you know, I did this last year. I was like, I really want to read Bridgerton, and then the trouble is the books are kind of shit. The show's great, and the books are not. I kind of want to read. I want to read Benedict's story, which is book 3. I think season 4 is going to be coming out towards the end of this year, but yeah, next month, May, maybe, might see me reading Bridgerton. We will see. Now I'm going to go to bed. Good night. Hey, so you're up in my room because I have got 2 Illumicrate boxes that I'm gonna open. These are both like books that I've ordered outside of the subscriptions. I know what they both are. I'm excited for both of them. So let's start off with this one. This book I adore. Now I do need, okay, I'm gonna need some help with this one because, let me get them out first and tell you what I'm thinking. So this is The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare, which is stunning. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. Look at those edges. Now, I did have the Fairy Loot edition of Swordcatcher, but I really, really disliked the cover because it was just like 2 people on the cover. So I also had got the standard edition of Swordcatcher, so I swapped the dust jackets over and gave my friend Juliana the standard edition book with the Fairy Loot dust jacket on it, and I kept the Fairy Loot book with the standard dust jacket because I preferred the standard dust jacket to the Fairy Loot one. That was very complicated. So now this one and this spine does not match book 1, but A, do I care? And B, should I get the standard edition? I don't know. So let me show you. Let's start off by just doing the whole unboxing bit. So this is the naked jacket. Oh my god, this is beautiful. So it says The Cold Heart of the Lonely King. This book was, I think I did give it 5 stars. If not, it should be. It was a very high 4.5. M Papers, we have got Kel there and Antonetta there. Stunning. I also spied that this one is signed. Now this is the stamp signature. So I worked this out when I got the Fairy Loot edition, because the edition that the standard edition that I got was signed, but it was signed because I've met Cassandra Clare at an event, and her signature at the event was literally a C and a straight line and another C and a straight line, whereas the edition in the book was this kind of like, you can actually read all of the letters. This is a stamped signature, but again, I don't care. Oh, this book is so good. I love it. I'm so excited. I don't want to actually kiss it in case I don't have any like lip balm or lipstick or anything on, but just in case. Okay, that one there was great. Now this one, again, I know what this one is. This is a book that actually really disappointed me when I read it. But I have the other 2 books in this series in these Illumicrate editions, so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to get this one as well. And that is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. So it's a standard edition. It has got very, very pretty orange edges. You can't tell very well, but there is a ribbon bookmark. I don't like ribbon bookmarks. I just don't. I don't think that they are helpful. Under dust jacket art. Wow, words. We've got the naked hardback foiling on the spine. It says, I don't care who you are so long as you're mine. Dust jackets. I think the dust jackets are the same actually either side. In the Cave. If you know, you know. And then we've also got the, I'm just gonna get her dressed first. Then we've got the page overlays, which I'm going to show you held up against this envelope. So mild spoilers if you haven't read Flame of Shadow and you don't want to be spoiled, but also Flame and Shadow's been out for 12 months, so if you haven't read it yet, you're probably not going to get to it. We've got Bryce, Nesta and Asriel in the cave. I don't really like what Nesta is wearing. I know she's in fighting leathers, but it kind of looks like she's a sort of sci-fi space opera person. We have Bryson Hunt, just being very beautiful. Oh, hang on, we've got names. This one was called Carvings in the Depths. This one is called Long Live the Queen. This one is The Wings of the Fallen. So again, we've got Bryce and Hunt, and when all of the wings come to life. Wasn't a fan of that part. This one is called Burn It Down. So we have got the little, I think they're water sprites, but we've got the sprites there in memory of Leheba. And then we've got One Shot to Victory. So, okay, so I didn't love House of Flame and Shadow, mainly because I didn't like the ending. I thought that the end, in fact, basically most of the book, it felt like we were building up to this big thing that was then solved within 2 lines, and I'm not a fan of it when that happens. And again, those page overlays all seemed to be focusing on the parts that I wasn't the biggest fan of. But this book is stunning, and I'm excited to add it to my collection. I've just seen we've got the stag, we've got the deer, Lydia there, which is very pretty. So that is my gently. That's my little book haul. I have read both of these books, so they don't really count. And they're going to go onto my shelves in Prides of Place. Pride of Place. I do have a multiple pride. Don't know. I'm also going to just update you on where I am with my reading with Beartown later today, and maybe do something with my hair. Hi, hello. So it is 5 p.m. on Saturday, and I am going to be wrapping this vlog up now so that I can edit it and get it up for tomorrow. So I am halfway through Beartown. I'm actually at the 300 page mark, and the book's just under 500 pages. So the thing has happened, and at multiple times, and I know I've mentioned this already, but at multiple times throughout this book, I'm just going, what the actual fuck is wrong with these people? Like we had, there was like a flashback, or like a story of how a parent tried to beat up one of the kids in the Little League because he beat his son's team at hockey. And I'm like, when the fuck has any sport been that serious that you're going to beat up a 10-year-old, a grown adult? I mean, actually, when the fuck has any sport been that serious to beat up anybody? But like, honestly, I am just a little bit, I can't say I'm enjoying Beartown. I think it's going to be a very hard-hitting read. I think it's going to be a read that is going to stick with me. I think it's going to be a decently highly rated book. But yeah, I can't say that it's a book I'm enjoying. So, like I said, the incident has happened. I don't, it's not mentioned in the synopsis. All it says, until the day it's all put in jeopardy by a single brutal act. So I don't want to tell you what that act is. Just spoilers. I mean, no, Bracken, hi, what are you doing? Yeah, it would be spoilers, even though I think most people do know what the act is in Beartown. But yeah, so the things happened, and we're at the very beginning of, we're not yet seen any fallout. We're seeing the immediate repercussions with having the police involved. And it's just highlighting to me how difficult it is to be a woman. I don't know if I can talk about this without it being spoilers. I think that Fredrik Backman is writing this in a very sympathetic way, but it's a very hard read. Anyway, I'm wrapping this vlog up now. So yeah, I think in terms of what have I read, realistic, what do I read in a week? For me, this is actually quite normal. I do I read every single day, and I normally read roughly about 100 pages a day. There are some days when I read a hell of a lot more. There are some days when I read less. But yeah, I think this week has actually been a fairly standard week for me in terms of reading. If anything, it's been slightly lower than normal. But yeah, I will pop up on screen up here how many pages I read this week and what I was reading. And yeah, if you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below. Leave me, if you have nothing to say and you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me a dog emoji because Bracken wants her dinner. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.